Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? How are you today? I'm fine, what about you? I'm fine, what about you? I'm fine, what about you? Hello, how are you? Got a little mixed up on the words, but made it through, friends. And we're going to start the day with a little science experiment. I'm kind of excited about it because it's the first time I've ever done this. And I've used the things that we're going to use today before, but I've never used them in this way. Now, first I'm going to show you something and we're going to see the reaction that it makes, and then I'm going to tell you how I did it, okay? First of all, we're going to start with this. Yeah, I got a bottle and there's some liquid at the bottom, and I've got this balloon attached to it. And what's this? Oh, Mrs. Mecker drew something on the balloon, and actually it was really hard to do. It's hard to draw on a balloon, trust me, friends, but I did, and I drew a little caterpillar on this balloon. That's what he is. He's a little caterpillar. And we're going to find out what happens to this caterpillar, because I do have something inside of this balloon right here. And so I'm going to set this here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to lift this up. Oh my goodness. It's getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Oh, and do you see the stuff in my bottle? It's bubbling up, and it blew up my balloon. And I know you can't tell, but I drew a butterfly on this side. You can hardly see it, but that's what I was supposed to do, is draw a butterfly on this side, because we just got done talking about butterflies and caterpillars, and the caterpillar became a butterfly when it grew up, see? And it blew up my balloon just like that. Now, Mrs. Mecker, how in the world did you make that balloon just blow up like that without using my mouth to blow it up? Well, now I will tell you what I did. At the bottom of this water bottle, all this is a water bottle of Mrs. Mecker's, and I put some, I had to find it, I put some vinegar in it. See, I put some white vinegar at the bottom of this bottle. And then what I did is I took the inside of the balloon. Here, I'm going to take it off right here so I can show you. I took the inside of the balloon. I'm letting the air out. See, now you can see the butterfly. I blew the butterfly in there. And what I did is I took a funnel, and Mrs. Mecker did not have a funnel. I just used this. It's a baster, because I couldn't find my funnel anywhere. And I stuck it in here, and I put some of this in it. Let me show you what it is. Yes, it's baking soda. And what I did is I put this in a funnel and tapped it in there, and it fell into my balloon. So I have some baking powder inside the balloon. And then what I did is I attached the balloon to the top. And you don't have to draw the caterpillar or the butterfly in there either. And then when you lift up the balloon, the baking soda that's inside of the balloon goes into the vinegar, and it makes it bubble up and expand, and your balloon will start to blow up. Now, it's not doing it this time because, you know, now it's done. It already did it, and I need some more vinegar and some more baking soda to do this again. But that's how I did this, how it blew up to make the butterfly big like that. It's pretty cool. It's something you can do at your house if you have baking soda and vinegar, and you can make your balloon blow up too attached to this bottle. Okay, now we're going to put this down because we want to show you what's going on with the seeds today. Okay, and let me show you first these in the jar because they are really doing some stuff. You can see the roots and the green sprout is coming out of the seed. I'm trying to get it as close, and I know I'm getting a glare on here, and I want to show you. See the roots? Those are the roots coming out of the seed, and then this green thing is a sprout. And you can really see them through this glass jar. Right there. Here, let me see. There, now you can see them. Had to get that glare off. So you can see the white roots and the green sprout coming out of the white bean seed. And there's another one. You can really see the roots right here, all the roots. And then here's the sprout coming out. It's coming out here. And what's curious, once again, friends, is these beans, I'm wondering if they're just duds. I mean, there's nothing coming out of these beans. Look at, there's a little something starting here on this one. But on these three, I see just the beans still. See, I keep moving it around so you can see. And here's another one that looks like it's a dud. It's just kind of sitting there. But at least I'm glad I put a lot of beans in here because some of them are looking pretty cool and sprouting, and you can really see the roots and the green sprout coming out of that white seed. Pretty cool. That one you can really see. This is, I guess, my favorite one to show you just because you can really see the roots with the green coming out. Now, we got to make sure, yeah, that stays moist. You know what? That is pretty moist in there, but I'm going to give it another squirt anyway. How about that? There we go. Gave it another little squirt there. Now let's check on the other one we planted, because we planted more bean seeds in this container. Remember, it's another water bottle and it's dirt. Do you see anything in there? I don't. Not yet. Just like the butterflies, we have to wait and see what happens. But I did notice see this line right here? You can see through the clear. I'm wondering if that's a root, just like the roots we saw in the jar, if that's a root starting to come down, and if hopefully soon we're going to see a sprout coming out of our dirt. It's one of those things we have to wait and see. I'm going to take the water, because what do we need to grow plants and grow seeds? We need dirt, and they need water, and they need the sun, which is why Mrs. Mecker has kept these in her garden window where the sun shines right on them to help them to grow. So we'll see what happens with that too, okay? So I'll keep showing you all that, but for now, we are going to read the book of the day. That's right, we're going to read the book of the day. That's right inside here. Let's see what it is. I like it because it's a silly book. Silly book. Silly book. That's right. Do you remember this book? It's got some S's on it. Here's an S. Silly Sally. Her name is Sally, and they say that she is silly. And both silly and Sally start with the letter S. That's right, the letter S is here for silly, and the letter S is here for Sally. And she's awful silly because she is trying to get to town. And let's see how she gets to town. I like this book because it's a silly book and it's not that long. It's kind of short. And look at, here's the path. Here's the path that she needs to go. Go here, across the bridge, and she's trying to get to where? Yep, she's trying to get to town. Let's start reading. And oh, we can't start reading because the words aren't here yet. This is just who the book is dedicated to. And it's for Anna and Warren Wallerstein. Those are two names that the book was written for. It's written for you and I too, but that's what the author dedicated their book to. And here is Silly Sally. She's upside down. Is she upside down? I think she is. This is the right side for the book. And she's on her arms and walking this way. Silly Sally went to town, walking backwards upside down. Oh, there she is. On the way, she met a pig, a silly pig. They danced the jig. Silly Sally went to town, dancing backwards upside down. Who's she dancing with? Yep, that's the pig she met. Looks like they're both going to town now. On the way, she met a dog, a silly dog. They played leapfrog. Silly Sally went to town, leaping backwards upside down. On the way, she met a loon, a silly loon. They sang a tune. Silly Sally went to town, singing backwards upside down. Now look at all the friends she has. Silly Sally, then the pig, and then the dog, and then the loon. A loon is a type of bird. On the way, she met a sheep, a silly sheep. They fell asleep. Now, how did Sally get to town? Sleeping backwards upside down. They're getting close to the town, but now they're sleeping. This is my favorite part of the book right here. Along came Nettie Buttercup, walking forwards right side up. Here he comes. Maybe he's going to help out. He tickled the pig who danced the jig. He tickled the dog who played leapfrog. He tickled the loon who sang a tune. And he tickled the sheep who fell asleep. He tickled Sally who woke right up. She tickled Nettie Buttercup. Look, he tickled her and then she tickled him. Looks like everybody's awake now. And that's how Sally got to town. Are they all walking upside down? I think you're right. Walking backwards upside down. You see them all of her and her friends are all walking. And look, they even got the people of the town to be going upside down too. Not just them as they got into town. That was a very silly book. Now, how many of you can walk upside down? Mrs. Mecker can't. No, I can't walk upside down like Silly Sally and her friends. Now, before we go any further, I want to show you that you can take the characters in this book and you can retell this story. Here they are. Here's all the characters. Here's the loon who sang the tune. Here's the pig who danced the jig. And here's the sheep who fell asleep. And here's the dog that played leapfrog. And here is Silly Sally. And there's our friend Nettie Buttercup. Remember, he came in there forward, right side up, and he tickled everybody until they woke up when they had fallen asleep. Now, if we're going to tell the story again, who do we start out with? We've got the town. The town is up here, and we want them to get to the town. And how are they going to get to the town? Let's see. Who goes first in the book? Who's the very first one that we see in the book? And you're right, it is Silly Sally. She's the very first one in the book. So she's going along and walking upside down. And who's the first person she meets? Well, not person, but the first animal that she meets. Which one of these comes next? Silly Sally went to town, walking backwards upside down. She met the pig first. So we're going to put the pig right next to Silly Sally. That's who she meets first. She met the pig who danced the jig. That's right. Let me see if I can find the picture of them. Yep, there they are. Silly Sally and then the pig. Who comes next? Who do they meet next? Who does Silly Sally meet? And who does the pig meet next? Who is that? Out of all the characters, is it Nettie Buttercup? No, they met the dog who played leapfrog. Let me show you that so we know that that is who she meets next. Oh, that's right. There they are. They're playing leapfrog, Silly Sally, the pig, and then the dog. That's who she meets next. Now, who comes next? Is it the sheep, Nettie Buttercup, or the loon who plays a tune? Oh, you're right. They meet the loon. The loon is next. We got to put them in the right order. Let's see if we can find the loon in the book. Because the loon sang a tune. Yep, there they are. There she is. The pig, the dog, and then the loon comes next. That's who they meet first. Now, who comes next going to the town? Is it Nettie Buttercup or is it the sheep? You're right. The next they meet is the sheep. The sheep who fell asleep. Let's see, make sure we got them in the right order in the book. You're right, there they all are. They are all falling asleep. So we know that Silly Sally came first, and then the pig. She met the pig who did the jig, and then the dog who played leapfrog, and then the loon who sang the tune, and then the sheep who fell asleep. And the last person they meet, because here comes Nettie Buttercup. He starts to tickle everybody. He tickles the sheep, he tickles the loon until he wakes up, and then he tickles the dog, and then the pig, and then he tickles Silly Sally, and Silly Sally tickles him too. And then they all went to town. There's the town that they all went to, and that's the order in which they went to town. Walking backwards, upside down. That's such a silly story, friends. We'll see you next time with another story. Bye bye.